Hey guys, it's Sarah with another video. Today is going to be a wrap-up for the month of May and also a book haul all in one neat kind of awesome exciting package. The finger guns, I don't know, you guys, like, everybody has their own set of problems. They all have their own kind of quirk. Everybody I watch on the internet has a different hand gesture, motion. Some people it's very like, and other people it's more like but I am over here like shooting people on the frontier, like I don't know. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to kind of contain myself. So right now, 'tis the moment for a very exciting haul. So a couple weeks ago I put in an order on bookoutlet.com, which I can't ever remember the name of their website. Sometimes I call it Book Outlet Deposit, which is like it's a mashup of my favorite things, but I don't know why I do it. So just bear with me, forgive me for my sins, because it's just a never-ending shit show. So first things first, we have 5 to 1 by Holly Bodger, and I'm trying to make sure that you can see what is going on. This cover has like, I don't know, are they Mehndi designs? Are they just henna designs? Whatever. Absolutely gorgeous. Takes place in futuristic India, and there are 5 men to every 1 woman, and it's kind of like the Hunger Games, but for marriage. If you know whose video I'm talking about, you'll think that's funny, and if you don't, then shake it off. Okay, so up next is Some of the Parts. Can you read that? Some of the Parts by Hannah Barnaby. And this follows the story of a teenage girl who is coping with the loss of her brother, who passed away. I believe he was in a car accident or something. And he was an organ donor, and she kind of copes with his death by going and I think meeting some of his donor recipients, organ recipients, which is really cool. I think it's a really unique story to follow. My sister actually took this from my order and immediately read it before I had even had a chance to look at the book. So she says, very good. Also, it's got my favorite colors. I'm kind of like nutso for yellow, and this is my thing. It's a pretty book, even naked, and that, so I'm not pretty naked, so if a book is pretty naked, that's pretty exciting to me. Up next is Margo Lanagan's The Brides of Rollrock Island. This was like $1.29. It gave me some really like almost Siren's Tale, you know, sexy lady vibes. This sounded really cool. Also, I mean, I hadn't heard anything about it. I like to read what's hyped up, but I also love finding things that nobody else is reading because there's something really exciting and refreshing about it, which if you don't already do that, you should try it sometime. It's gonna make you feel like a magical woman or man or just human being. Next book, City of Dark Magic by Magnus, Flyte. I don't know what this is about. I picked it up for the cover, which you probably can't see because my lighting is awful, but it's intense. Like, it's really cool. I don't know. There's a really awesome map inside, which, yes. Yes. I'm very excited for this. And I think it's kind of like a thriller. So, we'll give that a go. And next is Frostfire by Amanda Hawking. And she was actually a self-published author a lot of years ago. I remember her from her very fun and funky series featuring vampires. I don't know. I really enjoyed her stuff. And the Trill series was actually pretty good. It wasn't like earth-breaking, like mind-blowing, just oh my god, the new latest and greatest, but I enjoyed it. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm very excited for this because it's like a tie-in series, but it's separate in itself. I don't know. I like a little bit of variety, but I also, like, if I liked the story, I'm totally cool with just delving and living in that world forever. But that's just me. And so Snow in May by Kseniya Melnik. I hope I said that right. Kseniya? I think that's it. And this actually follows several people in the same town in Russia, and it's actually her hometown, and it sounds really good. It's like human strife stories and all of that, but mostly I bought it because the colors and just this like Russian stacking doll thing that we've got going on the cover is gorgeous. If you try to tell me it's not, you're lying, but it's beautiful, and I had to have it. I had to have it. It was like $1.29. Like, I'm such a cheap ass that I set my search requirements on that website to like $3 or less, and then I find all of these really cool books that I would never have thought twice about, and a lot of these had really good reviews, but you know, that's the fun of it, right? Burning Kingdoms, Destefano, and I read and loved her Chemical Garden trilogy. It was dystopian, women's issues, kind of like a rebel rouser. Like, it was just a good series, and I enjoyed it start to finish and read it really fast. So I'm hoping that this is another series that I enjoy. This was 89 cents for a hardcover in perfect condition. Hardback. You can't beat it. Like, I go into Barnes & Noble and I make my list. Touch everything, smell the new books, drink a coffee. It's like a religious experience. And then I go on the internet and I find my books for cheaper and more of them, because my mom and I split this order and it was 11 books for $35 and we got free shipping. That's like $3 a book. Like, you cannot beat that. So, on to the next one. Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really cute. Oh my goodness. This came out several years ago and got a lot of ranting and raving at the time, and I had never even heard of it. I had heard of Nina LaCour as an author, but only for her book The Disenchantments. But I think Raylene May from Padfoot and Prongs, which I don't know if she's making videos anymore, but I found her video like 3 weeks ago on this book from like 2014, and she really enjoyed it. So, giving that a shot, it was, again, like $3 max, and it's such a cute book, and it's in perfect condition. Like, it's not a used book. I'm very excited about these. And then, last but not least, and this is something I'm very excited about because it was a National Honor Book finalist. Chime by Franny Billingsley. I love a good witchy story, and this one is probably the most blatantly witch book I've read in a while. The blurb on the back is literally 2 sentences, and the last line is, "My name is Brian E. Larkin, I am a witch." Like, if that's not enough to be like, okay, she's a witch, well, I believe, okay, let's go. I don't know what's gonna sway you, but lots and lots of great reviews, including from Nancy Werlin, who I was supposed to read for my TBR list, but whatever. But I'm really excited to try this one out. I've never heard of this author, never heard of this book, but apparently it's worth reading. So, those are the books that I picked up from Book Outlet. And up next is my May wrap-up. So, in the month of May, I only read 5 books, which was kind of a letdown. I was really hoping that I would get way more reading in, and it just didn't happen. I am going to be scoring things on a 1 to 5 scale. That means that a 5 is perfect, a 4 is good, anything above a 4 is like, yes, would read it, would recommend it, read it again. A 3 is like, meh, I finished it, most likely. A 2 is like, please don't waste your time. A 1 is, why is this in existence? Because there are lots of books out there where I'm like, how did this get through a publishing house? How? Lost Hero, Rick Riordan. I give it a 4-star rating. I am currently reading the next book in the series. I think it's Son of Neptune, or Neptune's Son, and I'm enjoying that one right now. The next book I read during this month was Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. 3.25 maybe. I enjoyed the plot. I enjoyed the setting. I enjoyed the fast pace through most of the book, but you kind of hit the end of the story and it starts to really lag. And that's not something that I can overlook when I review a book or when I give my really brief, succinct thoughts. But I liked it okay. I think that certain crowds will enjoy it more than others. I had a problem with the insta-love, and I don't think we really got enough character development, which is kind of like a hot topic, but I'm not a favorite. Probably won't read again. Would consider it like a beachy summer read because it was so easy to get through it. So next I read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I'm only giving that 4 stars. The nostalgia probably gave it a 5 stars for me, but when I was reading more critically, I can't give it a 3. Like, I don't think it's that great, but I can't give it a 3 because I love the series so much. I love the characters so much, and it's so near and dear to my heart that I feel like that's kind of like treacherous. So we're giving it a 4. We're calling it a good read. I would definitely recommend it if you haven't already read it, which you would be in the minority like me. But you know, it's good, and I am currently reading the second book in the series and enjoying that, and I'm kind of really excited. So the next book I finished this lovely month of May was Mortal Heart by Robin LaFevers. I don't speak English well. It is the 3rd and final book in the His Fair Assassins trilogy. It happens to be my 2nd favorite in the series. I love it. There's good action, romance, a little kick-assery, political intrigue. Like, all of this stuff is taking place in this book. Some people love it, some people hate it. I really enjoyed the series and would definitely recommend it to you guys. I think it deserves a 3.75. I would give it a 4, but it does kind of lag a little bit in the middle. But I think that it has so much working in its favor that, like, even though it's not like a 5-star book for me, it's worth your time. And last but not least, another ebook that I read during the month of May was The Glittering Court by Richelle Mead. This is not a book I will ever read again. I was bought over by a couple of positive reviews and thought I would give it a shot, and I really didn't enjoy it. It's too vapid. The storyline just didn't impress me. There was a lot of like parading around and screwing around, and like it just felt gross to me, and I don't know why. Like, the whole premise of like men coming to like buy you as a bride, that to me is like gross. Like, it just doesn't settle well. But the fact that that was what the author chose to write about, and the characters and how that all tied in, I don't know, it just didn't feel like a woo, let's read it again kind of book. But I gave it a 2. I won't read it again. I wouldn't probably recommend it. If you were a fan of the Selection series by Kiera Cass, or the Lux series by Anna Godberson, I think that's who writes those, you might enjoy it. It wasn't for me, but that's normal, and that's cool. I tried to read during the month of May I'd Know You Anywhere by Laura Lippman, which was on my TBR list. I got bored. 100 pages into it, I was like, no, don't care. I just didn't care anymore. I felt like I had been resolved enough in the 100 pages that I read the last like 3 pages of the entire book, and that was enough for me to be like, yeah, I don't care to connect the dots. Because normally I read the last couple pages if I'm not like so sure I want to continue, and I'm like, yes, oh, that's so cool, like I need to know how that happened. I had no such urge this time, and that like bothers me. I want to be interested in this book because I have tried to read it before, but it's just not my speed, and I don't know what I can do to change that. Maybe I'll try it in an audiobook. And then lastly, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Please don't hurt me. I started it, I got like 50 pages into it, and I just wasn't in the mood to force myself to read it, so I gave up. And I don't feel bad. I'm justified in my decision. So if you love that book, maybe give me a recommendation as to like read this when you feel X way. Did you do the audiobook? Did you do a companion novel? Did you do a buddy read of this book? Like, tell me how I can make it through, because I want to read it. I'm just not feeling super excited by it. But I know everybody loves it, and it's a fairly recent series, like it's still booming, and Pierce Brown is hot, so I really want to like it, but sorry Pierce, didn't enjoy it. Thank you guys for checking in. Hit me up. I want to know what you're gonna read. I want to know what you're most excited for. Have you read the books that I just hauled? Like, tell me this stuff. I want to know. I'm excited to know. And I'm a pretty nice lady if you'd talk to me, so, I mean, you know, that's a thing. But if there's nothing else today, I will see you guys later. Oh, no. Y'all need to check me out on social media. Not because I'm good at it or because, like, there's anything exciting to my profiles or anything, but, like, I love connecting with you guys, and I'm connecting right and left with my favorite authors on Twitter, so you should probably, like, check that out. Also, if you want to know about my life, that's the place to go. Like, I almost burnt the house down. Well, my mom almost burnt the house down. And that story is up on Twitter, which is Lyrical Lilt, same way it's spelled here. Hit me up. Catch me outside. How about that? I'm never saying that again, okay? Bye, guys.